often. And I'm not talking about on podcasts. Enough of that shit. Everybody's got a goddamn podcast. I'm not talking.
They've stopped giving, as I said, a rat's backside whatever she says or does, haven't they?
I don't think they ever did. It's kind of like Meghan, give up. That war was always won by them before you even started it. I mean, it's ridiculous how this woman continues to pillage the royal family, to use their events to then skyrocket her.
The 2025 Betty Awards had everything you'd expect. Glamour, star power, electrifying performances. But what no one saw coming was the absolute verbal demolition delivered by host Kevin Hart. He didn't just bring the jokes, he brought the fire, and the biggest name caught in the flames, Meghan Markle. What unfolded on that stage wasn't just comedy, it was a cultural gut check. And for Meghan, it might have been her most humiliating moment yet, all served live on primetime television. Now let's be real, Kevin Hart is no stranger to controversy. He's faced his share of backlash, headlines, and canceled gigs. But this time, there was no apology tour, no PR cleanup, just raw, unfiltered truth, dressed up in punchlines. He came for Meghan's heavily curated image, the one she spent years perfecting through royal duties, social activism, and media branding. In one cutting joke, he tore down the whole illusion, comparing her to a Netflix character trying way too hard to land a spin-off.
Never complain and never explain was the late Queen's motto for royal PR. For Harry and Meghan, it's more a case of never reign and never abstain, especially when it comes to nauseating self-publicity, which invariably backfires.
She thought she was marrying into billions and billions of dollars, and she quickly found out that the purse strings are very tight, especially when it comes to marrying someone who's 8th in line for the throne now.
Yeah.
The crowd, stunned for a second, then erupted. Not with gasps of horror, but with laughter. The kind that echoes, the kind that says we've all been thinking it. And here's the real kicker. Nobody defended her. No A-list tweets condemning Hart. No Instagram essays preaching about misogyny. No media outlets calling for Hart to be canceled. It was silence. Beautiful, deafening silence. And that silence spoke louder than any hashtag. This wasn't just about a joke. This was about timing. For years, Meghan Markle had a kind of media immunity. She was portrayed as a feminist icon, a royal rebel, a symbol of progress. Any critique of her was automatically seen as problematic, sexist, racist, or both. But Kevin Hart's roast proved that era is over. People aren't afraid to say what they feel anymore, and what they feel is frustration with the brand of Meghan Markle. That's right, brand, because somewhere along the way, Meghan stopped being a person and started becoming a product. Everything from her speeches to her wardrobe feels pre-packaged. Her Instagram captions read like corporate slogans. Her interviews come off like TED Talk auditions. It's not that people hate her, it's that they no longer believe her. And that's a fatal flaw in Hollywood, where authenticity is everything.
Yet, well, Meghan specifically, her social media gets a significant amount more views than the Prince and Princess of Wales. But I think that it's all about spectacle. I think it's almost shameless. It's less about substance, which is what we do get from the Prince and Princess of Wales. And it's more about clickbait and generating her own headline.
Meghan's almost instant, farcically feeble response, unveiling her new range of dog biscuits. Not news at all. As a media ploy, a barking mad non-starter. In terms of her blizzard of social media activity and increasingly frenetic semi-revelations about her confusing business plans, it's hard to work out what precisely is occurring on Planet Meghan. But she's sure as hell trying.
Really, Meghan shared that bedside twerking video, taken shortly apparently before she gave birth to Lilibet. Remember the child that she named after the Queen's private nickname that was given to by Duke of Edinburgh, without getting permission from the Queen. Anyway, it was to silence online trolls, apparently, who basically claimed she was never pregnant at all. Instead, the videos emboldened conspiracy theorists. They're calling it Megspiracy, and the pair are being subjected to yet more merciless ridicule.
I did think that her baby bump in that twerking video looked kind of weird, but then again, I'm no expert. I mean, dare we say it? Of course she's pregnant. There's not a fake pregnant. I mean,
And guess what? According to behind-the-scenes sources, Meghan's name was brought up during planning for the BET Awards, and it was promptly shut down. Not a scheduling conflict, not a quiet pass. A firm number. That means she didn't skip the ceremony. She wasn't even considered. That's not just exclusion, that's rejection. And it says something powerful. The very industry that once rolled out the red carpet is now rolling its eyes. Now, let's rewind to that twerking video. Meghan, heavily pregnant, dancing awkwardly in what looked like a hospital room. The caption? Some cheeky lines referencing Beyoncé and Rent. It was supposed to be empowering, supposed to shut down trolls. Instead, it fed them. Conspiracy theorists came crawling out of their hidey holes, screaming about fake pregnancies, hidden motives, and PR desperation. And honestly, that video didn't help her case. It looked weird, it felt forced, and it made people uncomfortable. That's the thing. Meghan's been trying to control her narrative for so long, she's forgotten how to connect. Real connection isn't about scripting your life like a Pinterest board. It's not about perfectly filtered photos or viral quotes, it's about vulnerability. And Meghan doesn't do vulnerable. She does curated. And in 2025, audiences are exhausted with curated. And then, brace yourself, came the dog biscuits. No, that's not a typo. Meghan launched a new brand of luxury dog treats. Yes, while Kevin Hart was verbally dragging her across the BET stage, Meghan was releasing a range of boutique snacks for pets. It was meant to be a feel-good move, maybe even philanthropic. But all it did was fuel the meme machine. People joked she was barking up the wrong tree, literally. The timing? Hilariously bad. The product? Confusing. The optics? A PR nightmare. Behind the scenes, the Meghan brand is faltering. Production deals are drying up. Endorsements are evaporating. Buzz is dying. Remember when she and Harry signed that massive Spotify deal? Well, that got canceled. Netflix? Quiet. Development deals collecting dust. There's no excitement anymore, just hesitation. The media mogul dream? Turning into a case study and overhype and underdeliver. And when even Bill Simmons, a top dog at Spotify's Ringer network, calls you and your husband grifters on a public podcast, that's bad. Really bad. Simmons didn't just make a joke. He spilled behind-the-scenes tea, revealing that Harry actually had a private Zoom call with him to pitch podcast ideas that apparently weren't all that impressive. And that's where the facade crumbles.
And it seems to happen the whole time, really, which is people do act in character, and she's very demanding, she's difficult to work with, she has her ideas of what she wants to do, and she doesn't seem to want to listen to anybody else.
Because Meghan's entire empire is built on the idea of being different, disruptive, revolutionary. But what happens when people start seeing through it? What happens when even Hollywood elites start rolling their eyes? You lose control of your own narrative. And in Meghan's case, that's exactly what's happening. She wanted to be seen as a change maker. Now she's being seen as a tryhard. And let's not sugarcoat it. Kevin Hart's joke was a cultural reset. It told the world, you can laugh at Meghan Markle now, it's okay. No more walking on eggshells. No more shielding her from scrutiny. She's not royalty anymore, she's a public figure. And public figures get roasted. It's part of the game. The fact that no one leapt to her defense proves it. Her PR shield? Cracked. Her social justice bubble? Popped. This is the irony of trying so hard to control perception. Meghan's obsessed with image, but she's become the punchline. She's more invested in optics than substance, and people feel it. Every new venture feels like a stunt. Every speech sounds pre-written. Every move reeks of strategy, not sincerity. And when that happens, the audience tunes out. Meghan Markle once represented possibility, a biracial woman disrupting royal tradition, standing strong against the British press, forging her own path. But now, the glow has dimmed, the speeches feel rehearsed, the content feels hollow. And worst of all, she feels predictable. And nothing kills a celebrity brand faster than predictability. When the BET Awards crowd laughed, it wasn't just about Kevin Hart's delivery. It was about shared exhaustion. People are tired of the performative empowerment, tired of the clickbait causes, tired of pretending Meghan's content empire is changing lives when it can't even get past episode 1. The applause wasn't cruel, it was cathartic. Hollywood runs on charisma and connection, and right now, Meghan's brand lacks both. It's too scripted, too shiny, too plastic. You can't connect with a product. You connect with a person. And somewhere between Oprah interviews and Spotify cancellations, Meghan Markle stopped being a person the public could relate to.
You see what she says about cake. She's describing a cake. She's so beautiful on the inside, and you just don't know how good she is until you go deep and you get to know her. What's the subtext there?
She's talking about a cake in that way. She's going a bit Nigella Lawson.
She's talking about making tea. But you know, tea's got to be in a silk bag, steeped in the sun.
Give me
quite a significant moment for me.
The final blow? Her absence from the BET Awards wasn't due to conflict or oversight. She was deliberately left off the guest list. In an industry where relevance is currency, that's not just embarrassing. It's telling. The doors that once flew open for her are now quietly closing. And no amount of twerking, dog biscuits, or designer captions is going to reopen them. So where does she go from here? That's the million-dollar question. Reinvent? Retreat? Double down? It's hard to say. But one thing is clear. If Meghan wants to stay relevant, she's going to have to do what she's avoided for years. Drop the act. Because the public no longer wants a duchess, a disruptor, or a docu-series queen. They want real. And they're not settling for less. If you're still here, you already know we don't sugarcoat it on this channel, so tell us in the comments. Is Meghan Markle finally facing the same criticism every other celeb deals with? Or was this a one-off moment of savage truth-telling in a world obsessed with branding? We want to hear from you. And hey, if you're done with spin and ready for more raw, unfiltered celebrity reality, don't forget to smash that like button, subscribe, and hit the bell so you never miss a breakdown that actually says what everyone else is afraid to. See you in the next one, where we always keep the buzz brutal, honest, and real.